Okay, Assalamualaikum and hello again. Back to Technology Media Design course. We are going to discuss about audio in multimedia. Content outline are digital audio in multimedia, analog versus digital audio. The quality of digital audio, file size and compression, audio file format, and also editing tools. Okay. So, have you ever come across using any type of audio before? I think impossible not to. Okay, and if you want to use a simple digital sound effects in your multi project, normally how would you do so, right? For example, if you want to record a video of yourself talking with background music, perhaps, so how do you do so? Where do you get your sound effects from? All this need to be considered when you plan to integrate audio in your video, perhaps, or in your animation. Okay. And normally we are familiar with MP3. It's a standard format that you use normally, to save all your musics, your songs, in pen drive or in your MP3 player. Okay, so the advantages of audio, as we all know, there are many. It helps to attract attention. So with the audio, if you film yourself, you can't hear what you're saying. There's no point in it. And it's able, in a way, it's able to convey an idea and describe emotion better, and dramatize your point when there's audio. So simple sound effects can easily be used to draw attention, as I said, in various electronic presentation. Yeah, okay, you can use that a lot. How audio can be used effectively? It can function as cautions and warning. Okay, like alarm warning when certain time is reached. Okay, alert users when data is entered incorrectly, or even on your computer, when you press the wrong buttons, and some voice can come out just to make you alert that this should have been done, you did something wrong. Yeah, for example, there's audio. A lot of use of audio, I think, even for your own phone. If you receive WhatsApp messages, it will create sound to inform you there's message for you to check. Yeah. Like I said, some uses music background for video segment, and sometimes even if you did filming, you still require certain audio effect to be inserted to make the film much more appealing. Okay. Other than that, you can use audio to help mechanic diagnose engine trouble. This is used a lot in the automotive industry. Okay. And as for medical students, you can use audio to also assist you while doing your medical exercise, like the breathing sound and so forth, to know whether the patient is in good condition or not. That audio through the machine helps. You can use audio also for direct voice communication. Okay, like I said just now, WhatsApp voice messages. These days, if you're too lazy to type in your WhatsApp, you can just press on audio and leave your message, okay, easily. Okay, what are other advantages? Right, as you can see there, important role for marketing presentation, of course it is. Yeah, the sound of you eating a crunchy apple, for example, to show how fresh the product is. Okay, you need to have that extra sound effect when you do the advertisement, of course. Okay. Add interest, a lot of advantages. I think you can name more than what I've shown here. Okay. And to understand further, do have a look at the YouTube link we provide here for you on how we what they call audio can really emphasize a certain behavior. Okay, have a look at this. There are also disadvantages of using audio. Okay, despite the advantages, sometimes it can be easily overused. I've given an example, like if you use bullets in PowerPoint and you integrate too many sound effects on the bullets presentation, it will become really annoying. And to use audio, it requires certain equipment as well, especially for commercial production, quality production. You can't simply use normal or just your handphone, for example, to record a quality audio. You need certain special equipment. And audio, if you compare it to visual, it is not as memorable as visual. It helps, both need each other, but if by itself the function would be more effective. Okay, let's see at audio analog versus digital. There's a difference there. Well, basically, even when you speak, there's a movement on your throat there, a vibration on your throat happens, and the wave come out from your mouth. So that's the movement of the analog audio. Okay, and it can be recorded, and if you can see previously through such recording through cassette. Wow, I don't see this at all these days. Vinyl records, cassette tapes, okay, all this is recognized as analog recording. Yeah, it's a bit different with digital these days, where you use computer, but when you use computer, you need to convert the sound wave of analog into numbers, and this is where we recognize it as being digitized. Okay, there's a difference there. It's just interpretation of how digital analog sound wave looks like. This is the digital sound wave, as you can see through audio softwares. For computer to work with audio waves, you must convert from analog to digital form, of course, and this is done through the process what we call sampling. Okay. And to deal with digital audio, you need to know about sampling rate, sample size, or bit depth, and channels that you're going to use. Well, this is quite similar to the explanation of graphics and video before. You need to have all the sample size, sample rate, and so forth. So what is sample rate? It's a number of samples of audio carried per second. Okay, measured in hertz or kilohertz. So the higher the sample rate, the more samples that are taken, thus better quality and bigger size, of course. Okay. CD quality normally uses 44.100 kilohertz, and multimedia application, normally 22.050 kilohertz. Well, it is set for you automatically. You wouldn't know exactly. These days you just put your CD on and you press the recording, but you didn't exactly know what's the kilohertz size, right? And but then again, if they ask, this is the quality of it or the size of it. Okay, mostly sampling size 8-bit, 16-bit. You see, just like graphic before, we also talk about the 8-bit, 16-bit pixels, color pixels, right? So the higher it is, the more quality it becomes, okay? You can also choose to record an audio, whether to use mono or stereo. Mono is just one channel, while stereo uses 2 channel. If you use computer software, audio computer software, right? You can see there's double wave. Okay, in comparison to mono, there's only one wave. Okay. Of course, it shows that the stereo quality are better, okay, and the depth, you can hear far better and nicer with stereo, of course, yeah. But there's a purpose of you choosing mono or stereo, because for certain use, for example, in limited storage of your blog, perhaps, if you use stereo, the size going to be bigger. It's pretty hard for you to upload the audio. Therefore, you need to choose mono to reduce the size. Yeah, that's one of the example. Okay, next, the topic of audio file size and compression, the format and editing tools. Okay, sample rate, sample size, number of channel, mono, stereo, and length in second. All this need to be considered in every audio recording. Okay, this is an example of file size for 10-second digital audio. Okay, as you can see there, if you use sample rate of 44.1 kilohertz and you use 16 sample size, the size going to be 1.76. okay, as you can see there, like I said, if you need to measure, whether the audio can fit certain storage, like your pen drive, like your external hard drive, so you can do this calculation. But these days, you simply, all you know is just you drag the file and the computer gonna tell you, hello, the storage is not enough, okay. But to calculate it manually, you can do this calculation, okay. Have a look and try it out. Okay, I'm just gonna skip. Again, compression, to make the size smaller, you can compress your audio file, okay. They also have lossless and lossy, quite similar to audio lossless, lossy. The concepts quite similar with what we have in graphic and video as well. Okay, have a look at the notes back, what's different between lossy and lossless. Okay, for lossless, there is no loss of data when we decode it. Okay, lossy, far smaller. Okay, you may face low quality of audio if you use lossy compression, but it really depends on you. Okay, if you an artist, you wish to sell your voice, of course it wouldn't be advisable for you to use lossy compression. File format, there's a lot of file formats. Okay, WAV, the common ones, then we have AIFF, then we have format for Macintosh, the AIFF, a lot of other formats, but the common one, as we all know, MP3. Okay, this is some of the software for audio editing tools like Sony SoundForge. Okay, as you can see, this is what I mean just now is stereo. You can see like 2 channels happening there, and you can edit one of those channels if you want to, but with mono you can only see one channel. So audio editing software allows you to do a lot of things: recording, editing, trimming, change your voice, the sound of the voice. Maybe my voice can turn into chipmunk voice. You can do a lot of effects on it. So this one, I hope you can discuss further and look into it. I leave you with these two reviews. So what is the relationship between samples and fidelity? Okay, have a look. Lossless compression versus lossy compressions. These are two questions that always been asked normally during examination. It's quite interesting to review. Okay, have a look. I shall leave you with these two questions, yeah? So have a pleasant time, guys. Thank you for listening.